I wanted to ask you a question which is a little perplexing here, is why is the beer line so thin? Is this actually going to allow enough beer to come through?
Yeah, so basically, Hendrik, what we've done is we've made it simple to pour a good beer. What often happens when you pour beer from a keg, particularly with thicker lines, is that the flow is too fast and you end up with a glass full of bubbles. So what we've done is restricted it at source, right? So coming out of the keg, we restrict the flow of the beer. You end up with a nice flow of carbonated beer with the right kind of head that you need for that beer.
Simple solution to a very common problem. I bought a kegerator, plugged it all in, and I just ended up with foam after foam after foam. And you're saying that something as simple as a thinner line is going to solve that problem?
Absolutely.
We want to drink some beer, so we've got two devices necessary to do that. We've got ourselves a beer line, we've got ourselves some CO2 gas. You're going to show me how to hook them up?
Sure. This little tip, just give it a little bit of a wet. B is for black and B is for beer.
What's the right pressure to dispense my beer at? Because I think temperature's got something to do with it.
Absolutely. So basically, a rule of thumb is to dispense your beer at 1.1 bar if you're at 1 degree. Dispense your beer at 1.2 bar if you're at 2 degrees.
If I have it too high, what will happen to my beer?
It'll just push the beer out too quickly. You will get some foaming. You know, the simplest thing to do where we've got a restricted line is to wind down the gas if your beer is cold.
The point actually being that my beer is already carbonated. That was determined during the whole fermentation process.
Yep.
All the CO2 gas does is push it out.
Correct.
And on the regulator where we're going to set that, usually here, this little knob, we're going to turn it up to see if we want it higher or lower.
That's right.
Okay. G, great for gas.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else I have to do? Because already clarified, which means I've closed my butterfly valve at the bottom because I don't want any sediment to be sucked up while I'm dispensing. In fact, I can probably remove that and clean it if I wanted to.
Yep.
But it's not really necessary. I think while
No,
we're really that.
Yep, I agree. Just
Okay.
leave it.
VPRV is closed.
Yep.
Okay.
Just make sure of that. Yep, we've closed that.
Right.
First pour of a fresh beer. Another thing to think about when you're pouring the beer is actually to pour into the middle of the glass. A lot of people tip it down the side, but what you actually want to do is build a head relatively quickly and let the flavour of the beer stay underneath the head of the beer.
Oh, that smells great. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
This is how simple it is to make your own fresh beer.
Indeed.
What are we having here?
This is a summer ale with an ale yeast with some green bullet hops.
Love it.